What if the fate of the next Lakers dynasty hinges not on superstar talent alone, but on timing on decisions made in whispers, in shadows, away from the roaring crowds? What if the trajectory of purple and gold glory or heartbreak is already being written in secret rooms where every word can ignite or extinguish the fire of championship dreams? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. Because Lakers Nation, you're about to dive into one of the most explosive stories quietly ripping through the NBA right now, and trust me, you'll want to hear every nerve-shattering detail. Behind the curtain, Rob Pelinka has already swung into action, secretly sitting down with Nikola Vucevic, a name reverberating louder and louder in front office circles and fan forums alike. Can you feel that heat? The Lakers roster has cracks, the open spots waiting to be filled, and Vucevic, long considered a heavyweight in the paint, might just be the sleeper weapon that shifts this season's tides. But hold tight, there's an even bigger shock sending seismic waves through purple and gold hearts. Max Christie, a player once seen as a fringe talent in our lineup, dropped words so blistering they felt like a betrayal from the inside, and yet so brutally honest they demand our full attention. When asked what his proudest moment in the NBA was, Christie didn't choose the night he was drafted by the Lakers or the day he signed that guaranteed contract. No, he said the happiest day of his professional life was the day he was traded away, the day he finally left Los Angeles. Think about that. A Laker proclaiming his best day was leaving the Lakers. It sent shockwaves crashing over fans across the globe, from the U.S. to the Philippines, and tore through the fragile trust between player and franchise. Some called his statement immature, an ungrateful slap in the face. Others saw raw frustration simmering beneath the surface, a player starved for opportunity, patient no longer. The truth cuts deeper. While Christie's tenure with the Lakers was marred by inconsistency, disappearing acts, and a lack of rhythm, it was clear he never quite found his foothold. At times, he seemed swallowed by the enormity of being a Laker, a franchise steeped in history, expectation, and pressure. But the moment he stepped onto the Dallas Mavericks court, a phoenix rose. In just 32 games with the Mavs, Christie averaged 11 point-to-points, 4 point-to-rebounds, and 2.5 assists, showing not just stats on paper, but newfound confidence bursting from every play. He became more aggressive defensively, sharper beyond the arc, and suddenly, that raw, tantalizing potential we always glimpsed started turning into real impact in late-season matchups. He outperformed even Klay Thompson, a seasoned vet, and Dallas fans now cheer him as a vital piece of their squad. This isn't just a player reborn. It's a glaring question mark thrown directly at Los Angeles' management. What if the Lakers had been patient? What if they'd given Christie more minutes, more trust, more runway? Will we now be watching a homegrown star rising in purple and gold, rather than applauding his growth from a distance? That question strikes at the core of this franchise's identity. Meanwhile, as Lakers fans grapple with what-ifs and could-have been, the front office is playing a high-stakes game. The Chicago Bulls are reportedly moving toward a buyout of Vucevic, a player whose presence looms large yet whose hefty contract scares off most suitors. Willing to trade for him, Vucevic, though no longer a defensive titan, remains a savvy offensive force, possessing a three-point shooting touch and the playmaking intelligence that fits seamlessly into today's NBA spacing game. J.J. Redick, newly in the Lakers' fold, is pushing for roster versatility, with an eye on players who bring mobility, floor spacing, and basketball IQ. Vucevic can slot perfectly alongside Christian Wood or even deputize for Anthony Davis in select rotations, redefining the Lakers' frontcourt without overwhelming the defense. The timing couldn't be more critical. A buyout during preseason opens flexibility for Pelinka to adjust contracts. And though it's never a simple move, history tells us the Lakers GM has a trusted knack for pulling rabbits out of his purple and gold hat when the stakes are highest. Depth, after all, is a currency you can't afford to be short on, especially when young players like Reeves, Austin, and the rest are still carving out their space. Vucevic's arrival wouldn't stunt development, but could offer a stabilizing veteran presence amid the growing pains. Yet in the midst of all this roster chess, Christie's words refuse to fade away. The Lakers fans watching from the sidelines, or from afar as he flourishes in Dallas, his departure is a sore wound reopen. Did we let a rare talent slip through our fingers, hurried out of the gates without the patience champions often demand? on one hand, Christie's own absence of consistency must be weighed on the other. The franchise's readiness to fully invest in his potential comes under scrutiny. It also casts a long shadow over team chemistry and morale. How do the remaining young players feel witnessing one of their own find success elsewhere? Does it shake their faith in the Lakers as the ultimate place to develop their promise? J.J. Redick's role in managing that delicate locker room climate will be crucial, especially with LeBron navigating what most surely knows will be his final high-stakes season. Where every inch of preparation and unity counts, then there's Vucevic's possible arrival, which could send a dual message despite the setbacks. The Lakers remain a destination for veterans who bring championship experience and a hunger to compete. Vucevic won't come to Hollywood just for the glamour to coast. His ambition burns bright, and in a system with clearly defined roles, he could reclaim, or perhaps reinvent, his prime in a Lakers uniform. The Bulls' years may have been underwhelming, but here on the West Coast, in a more cohesive environment, the potential for resurgence is tangible. Off the court, the rumor mill spins at full throttle. Every update about Vucevic stirs talking heads, fires up online communities, and fans nervously calculate what his signing would mean for the Lakers' shot at glory. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic's connections might pull Vucevic toward Dallas if the Lakers hesitate, a reminder that the clock is ticking and the window for opportunity is narrow. Pelinka knows all eyes are glued on his moves, with every front office in the league watching to see how the Lakers close out their roster for the campaign that's knocking ever louder on the door. Should Christie continue his rise with the Mavericks and the Lakers fail to shore up their front line, this unfolding saga will only deepen a narrative not just about players and contracts, but about philosophy, culture, and destiny. But imagine if Vucevic does sign with Los Angeles. Suddenly, everything changes. The balance of power shifts. A new energy courses through the locker room. The Lakers remind the league that they still know how to make bold moves. Behind the scenes, the kind of moves that fuel the dreams of every fan yearning to witness this legendary franchise rise once more to NBA supremacy. The future might just be as bright as the purple and gold itself, but that makes this moment even more precarious. Each decision now carries the weight of history. Christie's jaw-dropping confession wasn't just a personal outburst, it became a torchbearer for a deeper story about how the Lakers nurture, or fail to nurture, their homegrown stars. It's about how the squad is shaped, how the front office reacts when the team stumbles, and how far they're willing to go to strengthen and protect what matters most. This isn't mere roster management. It's a statement about what the Lakers want to be this season and maybe beyond, and the market, it's far from closed. The air crackles with anticipation. Names may emerge from nowhere, fleeting trade rumors, surprise buyouts, last-gasp signings. For fans who crave every ounce of Lakers drama, every whispered rumor is a clue to keep your eyes glued and your mind racing. Because if you think the story ends here, think again. Dissatisfied players simmer. Stars weigh their future. Veterans eye the Lakers like hungry predators circling a prize. And the backstage, the real, burning heart of Lakers operations is more aflame than ever, with secrets yet unseen and moves yet unmade. As a lifelong Lakers fan, I can't help but feel this is a crossroads fraught with both hope and danger, a delicate dance between resurgence and unraveling, where every heartbeat echoes the ghosts of past glory and the dreams of what could still be. So, what do you think? Is this the dawn of a new Lakers empire, or the beginning of a long unraveling no one yet dares to admit? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading everyone. Listen up, Lakers Nation. We are standing at a crossroads, screaming for every single one of you to wake the hell up and feel this moment pulsing through your veins, because nothing in this franchise's history has ever been handed over on a silver platter. It's blood, sweat, and tears, and maybe, just maybe, the next dynasty demands that we stare raw truth straight in the eye and stop kissing what ifs goodbye. LeBron James, yes, the king himself, is carrying the weight of a legacy heavier than the banners hanging in the rafters at Crypto.com Arena, a legacy that doesn't just ask for numbers, stats, or highlight reels, but for a transcendence that etches his name into Lakers lore as one of the all-time greatest, if not the greatest, to ever slip on the purple and gold. But here's the searing truth nobody wants to say out loud. LeBron's twilight years are sneaking up like an unstoppable tide. And the questions aren't just about his twilight stats, they're about how the franchise rises or falls on his back in this, potentially his final act on the Lakers stage. Can the Lakers front office deliver on the promise of championship contention? When Braun demands a team worthy of the chase, Anthony Davis, the unicorn, the man who's supposed to be the unstoppable co-pilot for this mission, carries a burden both colossal and fragile, a body breaking down, a psyche tested by endless injury setbacks and the oppressive glare of destiny. His minutes are sacred, his health a linchpin. Yet the Lakers need more than flashes of brilliance, they need consistency. And they need reinforcements who don't just play, but who live and breathe that purple flame, that relentless hunger. Our fans bleed every game. And then there's Bronny, yes, LeBron's son, carving his path amid whispers of legacy and expectation. A symbol of hope in the future, a living bridge between what was, what is, and what might be. Every move the Lakers make, every roster tweak, every signing or trade, shapes not only tonight's battles, but also the landscape Bronny will inherit, the foundation upon which a new era might be built or broken. Meanwhile, Austin Reeves has become more than a role player. He's the gritty heartbeat of the team. The proof that the Lakers' soul is more than the sum of its superstars. It's in the underdog, the scrappy, the overlooked, fighting to carve a name in this madhouse of expectations. But here's the ugly truth lurking under all those highlight reels. And contract talks, the locker room is fraying at the edges. The front office tension simmers like a pressure cooker about to explode. Jeannie Buss, the franchise's heartbeat and guardian of legacy, still holds the reins. But whispers swirl about billionaires circling like sharks ready to disrupt decades of balance and tradition. What happens if outside money, massive corporate power steps in, changing the calculus entirely? Will the Lakers remain a family, a storied institution, or be swallowed by cold business interests choking the passion out of purple and gold? Dreams. It's a historic danger reminiscent of past NBA revolutions. Think of the Showtime Lakers in the 80s, where magic and showmanship ruled, relentless and untouchable, until the dawn of the 2000s three-peat with Kobe and Shaq, an empire built on brutal dominance and nearly unshakable confidence. Then came the painful post-championship decline, where every victory tasted sweeter by contrast to the years of stumbling. The 2010s of injuries and heartbreak culminating in the 2020 bubble banner, an oasis of hope and triumph amid the chaos of a global pandemic. That triumph felt like a reset, a new dawn. But the razor-thin margins of success have proven merciless since, and now here we are again, suspended between glory and oblivion, where every choice matters more than ever. But what if Vucevic really is the X factor? What if the Lakers quietly pull a rabbit out of the hat like Pelinka did when he brought in players nobody saw coming, and suddenly the sluggish offense clicks, the defense tightens, and teammates rediscover trust in one another? Imagine a Lakers lineup where Christian Wood, Vucevic, and Davis form a front-court nightmare, redefining spacing in the West, where LeBron slides into his natural maestro role, commanding the floor, running no-huddle offense like the dream team of yesteryear, but fused with today's pace and firepower. The Warriors, Denver, Phoenix, they may have dominated the headlines, but the Lakers could rise from the ashes of their own controversies and carve through the West with a vengeance unmatched. But what if this doesn't happen? What if the silence from the front office means we're watching a slow unraveling, a leaky ship taking on water as the cracks in the roster and culture deepen? What if Christie's eruption in Dallas isn't an isolated incident, but a symptom of larger fractures, the kind that led to the Lakers' painful languishing years after the glory faded? What if Reeves, Austin, and the other young guns start questioning if purple and gold is the destination or just another speed bump on their journey to the NBA's elite? The ripple effect on the league's balance of power would be seismic. The Warriors would smell blood and tighten their grip. Nuggets and Suns would pounce on Lakers' missteps, and the Clippers would launch their shark-like assault for Western Conference supremacy, a storyline too brutal for any self-respecting Laker fan to face. This isn't just about players and contracts. It's a gladiatorial war for the Lakers' very identity, the soul of the franchise. That's seen the highs of Showtime parades, the relentless hustle of the Kobe Shaq era, the emotional resurrection in 2020, and now faces a future more uncertain than ever. This moment demands guts and vision from the front office, a clarity of purpose that scares off chaos and embraces calculated gambles, the kind that have forged champions in this league time and again. The stakes are Mount Everest high because we're not just fighting for one season, we're fighting for the Lakers' legacy for decades to come, for the generations who will wear the jersey and hear the crowd roar for something greater than any single name. As a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming: a season shaped not by star power alone, but by the tough conversations we avoid, by the willingness to embrace discomfort, and by the courage to build not just a team, but a family ready to bleed for those purple and gold letters. Now, I want to hear it from you. Drop your rawest take below. Every true believer in purple and gold, because it's time we raise our voice louder than ever before and decide together what the future of the Lakers truly is.